following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Did I hit it? No. Let's try that again. Friday night at Three River Stadium, the third place Cincinnati Reds visiting the first place Pittsburgh Pirates in this interdivisional matchup, and the Reds come out on top. The Big Red Machine can still cook when it wants to. Joe Morgan, sack fly in the first, made it 1-0 Cincinnati. In the fourth, Dave Concepcion with an RBI single to score Danny Dreesen, 2-0 Cincinnati. But back came the Pirates. Rene Sinet, a solo shot to make it 2-1 in the fourth, and then Frank Tavares singled home Phil Garner to tie the score at 2. But in the sixth, Dan Dreesen put up the Reds for good with a solo shot to make it 3-2, and then Joe Morgan, yeah, you remember him, he's hit 7 on the year. His one in the eighth made it 4-2. Paul Moscow gets the win. He goes to 4-1. Don Robinson takes the loss. The Pirates are stumbling and rumbling, but they still have a 2.5 game lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Tonight, from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, it's the Pittsburgh Pirates and Cincinnati Reds. Brought to you by, hit the button, Ronnie, DigitalAdice.com, the best podcast on the internet for your sports simulations and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And boy, did I luck out. It's Bert Blyleven versus Tom Seaver. Well, good afternoon, folks. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the show for a Monday afternoon. And boy, we're now up to June 10th in this replay, or on a Saturday afternoon. I bet this game was on NBC. I bet I'll watch this game. And it's Bert Blyleven versus Tom Seaver for you this afternoon. Again, just lucking out right here. Weather, it's warm. It's 78 degrees in Pittsburgh. This is not my actual graduation day. That would come 11 years later. I was in the process of finishing the second grade on this warm day in June. Anyway, so it's Blyleven and Seaver going at it. The Pirates' lead at one point in the National League East was 9.5 games over the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies have played well. The Pirates have not. And now the lead is 2.5. The Reds, like the Pirates, maybe a year earlier than we expected. They are currently chasing the Los Angeles Dodgers, who they should chase, and the Houston Astros, who have just been white-hot, winning 12 straight. Cincinnati kind of needs this game. They got their ace going. Pittsburgh's Bert Blyleven is looking to go 7-5 on the year. He's not been the ace they needed. Hope you are all doing well on this Monday, and let's get to it. Let's play some baseball right here on Retro Sports Network. And a good afternoon to DC UNC. How are you this afternoon? Bert Blyleven in the white jerseys with those weird pinstripes and the yellow hats is 6-5 on the year with a 4.41 ERA. This will be start number 13 for Bert. He's a fastball pitcher, throws it about 90, and he doesn't either favor the fly ball or the ground ball. His last start was last Sunday against these Reds in Cincinnati. 8 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned in the loss. He walked 3 and struck out 5. So in 87 and 2/3 innings, he's allowed 85 hits, 10 home runs, 45 total, 43 earned. He has walked 18 and struck out 61. Blow the man down. That's the second time I've seen someone mention an ad for that. And that's what Dave saw, too. How you doing, Dave? And Mr. Forsberg, how are you this afternoon? Here's the lineup the Reds will be putting up there. Pete Rose leads off at third base. Ken Griffey, the right fielder, will bat second. Joe Morgan, who had the insurance home run last night, will bat third and play second. George Foster cleans up in left. Dan Dreesen at first will bat fifth. Dave Concepcion will hit sixth and play short. It's time to eat. It's time for Mike Lum is in center field. He'll bat seventh. No Cesar Geronimo nor Johnny Bench in this day game after a night game. Don Warner, the catcher behind the plate, he'll bat eighth, and Tom Seaver on the hill will bat ninth. Defensively for the Pirates, John Milner, a 6-1 in left. That is ramen noodle material. Bill Robinson, a 5 and a 4 in center, and Dave Parker, a 10 and a 10 in right. Around the infield for Pittsburgh, the Pirates put Phil Garner at third. He's a 5. Frank Tavares is at 6 at short. Rennie Stinnett, which always causes me to stutter through that, is a 6 at second. And Wilbur Stargell is a 6 at first, or Wilbur. Duffy Dyer behind the plate, he's a 5 and a 3. And Bert Blyleven is an 8 on the mound. Rose is at 311, 2 homers and 14 RBI. And we'll put this up there. He's not going to have a 45-game hitting streak, but he is hitting 343 in the month of June. His current hitting streak, if you're wondering, is 5. And his longest is 10. So Blyleven's ready on a warm and still afternoon in Pittsburgh. Pitch to Rose is right up the middle. Sinnett over to Stargell, and that's how this one starts, 1 away. Ken Griffey at 260, 2 homers and 21 RBI. Of course, we're on the artificial surface. Not quite warm enough to broil some eggs or some lamb chops, but still, I'm sure that turf is more than 78 degrees. Pitch to Griffey is a ground ball to Garner, a long way across. Griffey can run, and he is safe, and Blyleven's hurt. Blyleven rocking the arms back and forth. He says he wants to stay in, and Chuck Tanner does not want to go to his pen 4 pitches deep into the ballgame. Here's Joe Morgan at 232, 7 homers and 25 RBI. Tired, didn't sleep well last night. Throw to first, and Griffey, well, what the heck happened? Is back. So Blyleven continues to loosen that shoulder. They're going to pitch out. Griffey not going anywhere. And the count is a ball and no strikes. So Blyleven takes a deep breath. There goes Griffey, and Dyer just kind of holds on to it. And so that's the 8th for Ken. And the count is a ball and a strike to Joe Morgan. Pitch from Blyleven is a liner to right. Parker is there. Griffey goes back to the bag. And there's 2 out for George Foster at 252. 11 homers and 43 RBI. Chuck Tanner standing on the top of the first base dugout, or on the top step, asking if Bert's okay, and Bert says, yeah, I'm fine. Leave me in. Pitch to Foster. Struck him out. He got fooled on a strike 3 call, and that will retire the side. Blyleven getting a massage in the dugout. I think he just kind of had a cramp in his pitching arm. No runs, a hit, no errors. Half an inning in the books. Cincinnati, nothing. Here come the Pirates. Tom Seaver has won his last 4 games. He is 8-2, contending for the Cy Young Award in the National League with a 1.48 ERA. He is, of course, the Cy Young Award winner in 69, 73, and 75 for the Mets. So this would be, if he wins, in our book, the 4th Cy for him. He last pitched on June 5th against the Cardinals. 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts to get the win. He's thrown 97 innings, 73 hits, 19 runs, 16 earned, only allowed 5 homers. He has walked 25 and struck out 98. He is a fastball pitcher, and he loves the fly ball. The fastball, along with all the strikeouts, tops out at 92. And this is how we'll line the Pirates up this afternoon. Frank Tavares is not going to bunt because they're looking for it, but he leads off and plays short. John Milner in left will bat second. The Cobra, Dave Parker, still hitting .368, is in right field. He'll hit third. Bill Robinson cleans up in center field. Willie Stargell is at first. He'll bat fifth. Rennie Sinnett, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Duffy Dyer behind the plate will go seventh. Phil Garner will hit eighth. And Bert Blyleven, who threw 10 pitches in the top of the first, will bat ninth. It's that time. It's all right, Robbie. I know how to get sleep. Defensively for the Reds, George Foster is a 5 and a 5 in left. Mike Lum is a 4 and a 7 in center. No Geronimo this afternoon. Ken Griffey is a 7 and 8 in right. Pete Rose, looking for a bunt that you're not going to see, is a 4 at third. Davey Concepcion is a 9 at short. Joe Morgan a 9 at second. Dan Dreesen an 8 at first. And Warner is a 4 and a 3 behind the plate. So no Geronimo and no bench for the Reds. Seaver is ready. Tavares at 263. 12 doubles and 17 RBI. Here's the pitch, and Frank, ground ball to Rose, throws to first. Dreesen goes back over, 1 away. Brings up John Milner. Love that all-yellow uniform, 264, no homers, and 11 RBI. Infield playing at normal depth. And Milner lines out one to right at Ken Griffey. He ran in and he made the diving catch. He'll take the boo-boo on his knee on the rug to get the second out. And now we'll bring up Dave Parker, who's hitting .368, 13 homers, and in the Pirates' 56th game, or 54th game, because Ron can add, he already has 50 RBI. Seaver deals. Up the middle, that's a base hit. So Lum will get it on a hard hop. And Parker is on with a 2-out single. For Bill Robinson at 246. Right on the nose so far. 2 homers and 27 RBI. Parker goes. Warner throws down to Morgan. And Parker has the steal. He had a 98% chance. And that's number 9 for Dave. And so the Pirates have a runner in scoring position. Pitch was a strike to Robinson and an 0-1 count with 2 out. Seaver goes, and Robinson sends it to left, and Foster will just turn and watch it go. That ball was hammered into left center field. It's 2-0 Pittsburgh. So Seaver left that one out over the middle of the plate. That was a T-ball pitch. And Robinson put that one up in the football luxury boxes. So the Pirates get out to a 2-0 lead. 2 out for Stargell. Pops at 281, 4 homers and 21 RBI. So Robinson, that's why you call him a cleanup hitter. Seaver's pitch into right. Griffey in the corner to make the catch to retire the side. Not before the 2-run shot by Robinson. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors after 1. The Pirates 2, the Reds nothing. So Danny Dreesen, Davey Concepcion, and Mike Lum here to bat in the top of the second. Dreesen sitting on an 8-game hitting streak. 257, 6 homers, and 23 RBI. Pitch to Dreesen. Struck him out. 0-2 fastball in there at the knees. Blyleven looks a lot better. I think it was just a cramp. Sometimes you can get that if you don't feel like you warmed up enough to ask him after the game. Concepcion at 274. Davies got 2 homers and 24 RBI. Pitch from Blyleven. Up the middle. Sinnett by the bag at second. Over to Stargell. And that's 2. For Mike Lum, he's only had 43 at-bats, 256 the average, 2 homers and 11 RBI. So Blyleven pitching much better here in the second so far. Winds and deals. Up the middle, Stinnett behind the bag, over to first. Second verse, same as the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Reds go down in order. After an inning and a half, it's the Pirates 2, the Reds nothing. So Stinnett, Dyer, and Gardner, you got Rackcast on the brain running. And Blyleven, should anybody reach. Stinnett at 247, 4 homers. He's already exceeded his real-life numbers in 26 RBI. Pitch from Seaver. Ground ball to Concepcion deep in the hole. Long throw to first. And Stinnett is retired. So Concepcion still has a good arm. And he backhanded that throw to first. Here's Duffy Dyer. Duffy not playing very well. 153. A double and 6 RBI. Seaver deals, and there's a little looper into center field, and Duffy's on with a single. So the third hit for the Pirates brings up Phil Garner at 239. 3 homers and 12 RBI. Free taco at Taco Bell tomorrow. Yeah, I'm sure those businesses would be just thrilled with that. You can't go out in most of the country. Well, let's give them all free tacos. Pitch to Garner. In the left, Foster has it for the out. So 2 out for Blyleven. Hitting .065. That's 2 for 31 for you math wizards. With an RBI, and he has struck out 17 times. Dyer's going to pad his stats. He's going to second to throw down to Morgan, and Dyer's in there. His first steal, Seaver wasn't paying any attention, and Duffy had an 89% chance. So if Blyleven can get a hit, that probably brings home a run. Pitch from Seaver, ball 4. So Tom slams the ball back in the glove, 4 wide ones, barely low, but a ball nonetheless, and there's runners on first and second, 2 out for Tavares. So through 9 batters, 30 pitches for Seaver. An inning and 2/3, 3 hits. Both the runs for Pittsburgh are earned. The home run to Robinson, he's walked 1 and surprisingly hasn't struck out anybody yet. Tavares is 0 for 1. Popped up, Concepcion and Morgan converge. That's Dave's ball, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Pirates strand 2. We go to the third, 2-0 Pittsburgh. So Don Werner, Tom Seaver, whose first name is George, and Peter Edward Rose due up here in the second. And the Reds are 5 out. As we look at the standings, they've won 3 straight. Houston has now won 13 straight. So they've actually lost 2.5 games or 3 games to Houston. And the Dodgers have won 3 straight. In the East, Pittsburgh is 3-7. They lost last night. And the lead over Philadelphia is now 2.5 and 4 over Montreal. California won our game yesterday. They're within a game and a half of Kansas City. And the Yankees have only won 4 of their last 10. Boston has gained 3 games in the standings. So Baltimore, Milwaukee, and Boston. No, I don't want that.
Foul.
Anyway, so the AL East is shaping up. Comment popped up on the screen. I went to close it, and I heard myself. Anyway, so Don Werner is hitting 7 for 80. That's .088. He does have 7 RBI, but he has struck out 27 times. Blyleven's pitch and make it 28 as Werner looks at an inside fast breaking ball at the knees. For strike 3. How you doing, Kurt Berglund? Kurt doing his all-time Milwaukee Brewers replay, or pre-play, or just sim. using Pine Tar Baseball. Tom Seaver is at 107. Hopefully that's not his temperature. 3 for 28, a double and an RBI. 1 out. Pitch from Blyleven. Struck him out. That's 2. Curveball got him at 83. Full count, and that's the 4th strikeout from Blyleven. So 32 pitches through 9 batters, 2 2/3 innings, 1 hit, and 4 strikeouts. And yep, Blyleven had a great curve. Pete Rose is 0 for 1. Pitch to Pete. Struck him out. Good morning, good afternoon, and that 1-2 fastball says good night. Blyleven gets the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2.5, it's 2-0 Pittsburgh. So as John Milner digs in, it's 80 degrees here at Three Rivers. You want to know what the ballpark effects are? Well, the lefties have a 9% above average chance of getting a hit. Righties at 6% above average. In the home run department, 14% plus for the lefties and 16% plus for the righties. Milner's 0 for 1. Pitch from Seaver. Up the middle, that's a base hit. So Milner will hold at first, but he does have good speed for Dave Parker, who singled and stole a base in the first. 4th hit for the Pirates. 1 for Cincinnati. Seaver delivers. Parker, ground ball to third. Rose to Morgan for 1. They're going to try for 2, but Parker has it beat out. So it's a fielder's choice 5-4 and 1 away for Bill Robinson, who put 1 into the second deck of left center field. His first time up. Those are the only 2 runs of the ballgame. Pitch from Seaver will throw to first, and Parker's back. Seaver goes home. Robinson into right center field. That's a base hit. Parker will hold at second. .50-50 shot, and Griffey's got a good arm. So runners on first and second, 1 out for Stargell, who's struck out his first time up. And if Seaver's going to win number 9, he better start bearing down. Pitch to Willie. Into right, Griffey. Fly ball all the way, and Kenny's got it. Parker goes to third, 2 out, and the throw just goes right in the infield. And that brings up Rennie Sinnett, who's 0 for 1. Still 47 pitches and 8 outs into this game. Not a strikeout yet for Seaver. Pitch to Sinnett, ground ball to Concepcion, flips it to Morgan, and that will retire the side. Pirates strand 2, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. After 3, 2-0 Pittsburgh. So here comes Griffey with Morgan and Foster to follow. And Ken has the lone hit for the Redlegs. Single and stole his 8th base of the year. Pitch from Blyleven, right back to Burt. Over to first, 1 out. Brings up Joe Morgan, who's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Into right, but pop foul. And somebody from McKeesport makes that catch. So the count is 0-2. To Morgan. Blyleven cruising right along here. 1 out in the top of the 4th. Got him! Morgan looked at strike 3. He stood there like a house on the side of the road. And there's 2 away for George Foster, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Blyleven cruising right along. Here's the pitch. Right back to Burt. Over to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3.5, it's still the Pirates 2, the Reds nothing. So Duffy Dyer, Phil Garner, and Burt Blyleven here in the bottom of the 4th. Dyer singled and stole the base his first time up. Ground ball to second. Morgan over to Dreesen. Yep. We're not going to bunt Garner, but Rose and Dreesen come in. Garner's 0 for 1. Pitch from Seaver. Garner kind of a check swing, a curveball that went in the waiting glove of Danny Dreesen. So 2 out for Blyleven, who walked. He only had 1 walk in 85 or 86 plate appearances, and now he's had it in 32. Seaver is ready, and he finally got a strikeout. Blyleven swung on and missed a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and that will retire the side. We've played 4. It's the Pirates 2, the Reds nothing. So Dreesen, Concepcion, and Lum to face Blyleven here in the 5th. Blyleven tossing a 1-hitter through 4. Pitch to Dreesen. In the right, Parker, 1 out. Concepcion's 0 for 1. Pitch. Ground ball to Garner. Has to hurry. Did they get him? Yes. 2 out. Wow, we're going to get to the commercial break before 12:30. How about that? Brings up Mike Lum, who's 0 for 1. Blyleven. It's kind of rocking back and forth on an ideal day in Pittsburgh. Ground ball to third. Garner throws it to first, and we're halfway home. Right now, it's all Pirates. No runs, no hits, no errors. Halfway home, 2-0 Pittsburgh. Bobby, glad to have you along. Here's the only offense in the game. A 2-run majestic shot to left center for Robinson in the first. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Pirates. And Bert Blyleven has struck out 6 and held the Reds to 1 hit. Seaver, 4 innings, 5 hits, the 2-run homer. So only walked and struck out 1. Control's not that great for Seaver. 38 strikes and 24 balls. So he's at 62 pitches. Wendy's and TurboTax. Those TurboTax ads will go on for a while. Seaver at 62 pitches, 4 innings, 5 hits. Well, I told you all that just a second ago, didn't we? Frank Tavares is 0 for 2. Not going to bunt. And Seaver got him. An 0-2 breaking ball tipped in the glove of Don Werner, so 1 away. For John Milner, who's 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. Pitch from Seaver into left field. Foster, 2 out. For Dave Parker, who's 1 for 2. Carl, Bobby, what are you doing during the layoff for replays and stuff like that? Parker single, stole a base, and scored. Pitch from Seaver into center field. Lum will come in and make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 6th. It's still 2-0 Pittsburgh. So Werner, who struck out his first time up, Seaver, and Pete Rose here in the 6th inning. Captain Carl is doing the 77 season with Strat. How far along are you? Pitch to Werner. Struck him out. Blyleven got him on a 2-2 fastball in the outside corner, and that's 7. Brings up Seaver. He's only thrown 73 pitches. I can't imagine Sparky's going to yank him. Struck out his first time up. And he struck out his second time up as he swings and misses on a 90-mile-an-hour changeup. So that's 8 from Blyleven. And then I'll bring up Rose, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. You're doing pretty well if you only get to the 3rd time through the lineup with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Rose, Fouled back behind the plate, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Blyleven winds and fires. Popped up Dyer. Goes back to the screen, and that's on there. So it's still 0-2. First weekend of the season. His older laptop crashed, okay? Lots of power, especially in the American League East. Pitch to Rose. Ground ball to third. Garner. Rose is running. Stargell, can he keep his foot on the bag? Yes, he can. So a bang-banger, and that will retire the side. Reds go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Pittsburgh still up 2-0. So Robinson, who singled and homered, Stargell and Stinnett here in the bottom of the 6th. Pirates have left 4 on. The Reds have left 1. Pitch to Bill. Into right. Griffey. Got it. Kind of almost in foul territory. Right on the line. 1 out for Stargell, who's 0-2. Seaver fires. There's a line drive right to Dan Dreesen. I thought that was going to get past, but Dreesen got the glove up in time. 2 out. First to net, who's 0-2. So Seaver, 2 quick outs here in the 6th. Pitch to Stinnett, foul tip behind the plate, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. 2 out, bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Pittsburgh. Seaver deals. Ground ball up the middle. Morgan behind the bag, over to first, and that should and will retire the side. So, another quiet half inning after 6 is still Buccos 2, Red Lakes nothing. So, Griffey, who has the lone hit, will start the 7th inning with Morgan and Foster to follow. Ken is 1-2. Blyleven's pitch, ground ball to Garner, comes in a step, throws to first, and there's 1 out. Joe Morgan is 0-2. One of the 8 strikeouts that Blyleven has on the day. In fact, Blyleven through 6 1/3 has only allowed the 1 base runner. Look at that whip of 0.158. Pitch to Morgan. Ball 4. See, that's the announcer's jinx right there. You give the pitcher credit for doing great things, and then it's kind of like, arguing with a cat or a 3-year-old. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't walk on the keyboard. And the next thing they do is walk all over the keyboard. Here's Foster, who's 0-2 with a strikeout. Throw to first. Morgan is back. So for the first time since the first inning, Blyleven's going to have to work from the stretch. Pitch to Foster. Struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 fastball just below the belt. And that's 9 for Burt. And that brings up Dan Dreesen, who's 0-2. Captain Carl had a wild game of the National League last night between the Padres and the Reds. San Diego scored 4 in the top of the 9th to take a 9-7 lead. And then the Reds countered with 4 to win 11-9. And that must have been a home run, because the only way you can win by more than 1 run in the bottom of the 9th or the home team is by a dinger. Pitch to Dreesen. Up the middle, past a diving Stinnett. Cat, and he's going to go to third. Robinson's going to throw to Garner. Here it is, and they got him. Got him. Can't show you that again because it'll replay the anthem, but that was a solid throw by Robinson right in the waiting glove of Garner. And Morgan just got greedy and got thrown out trying to make something happen. So the Reds will strand a runner, and it's 2-0 going in the bottom of the 7th. When the wife is home, the cat is not in here because the cat will harass me. So I will yell at the wife, so she'll play with the cat. Hi-oh the Dario, the farmer, and Nancy Dell. Duffy Dyer is 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. And Dan Dreesen, Captain Carl says, in his game hit his 3rd home run, and that's how the Reds won. Was it a granny or pitch to Dyer? Ground ball. In fact, Dreesen, who makes a diving stop, runs to the bag to get the slow catcher. What a play by Dreesen. You mention the name and great things happen. 1 out for Garner, who's 0 for 2. Garner's going to swing away. They play in, and it's a line drive to Cap Morgan for the 2nd out. Blyleven at 100 pitches and throwing a 2-hit shutout is going to bat. He's walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Seaver. Blyleven pops it up. Dreesen calls everybody else off, and that will retire the side. 7 down here at Three Rivers, 2-0 Pirates. A 2-run shot. The Reds had tied it up this is in Captain Carl Bobby's game, not the game that you're watching. Got to be careful there because if you're watching on YouTube, you can't see the chat. So Bobby says a 2-run dinger for Dreesen. Reds had tied it on an RBI triple by Joe Morgan and a sac fly by Johnny Bench, who's somehow not playing in this game. Then Concepcion he's 0 for 2. Blyleven starts the 8th with a base hit in the left center field. Milner and Robinson got a late jump, and Concepcion has a double. And so with it only being a 2-0 game, there's not a lot of margin of error. Yep, Blyleven and Seaver are some of my favorite pitchers, too. Here's Mike Lum, who is 0 for 2. Blyleven, again, will work out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Into right. Parker got it. Concepcion will hold, too, because Parker has an absolute nuclear howitzer for an arm. He went into foul territory, made the catch against the railing, and Concepcion will hold. 1 out for Werner, who was struck out twice. Apparently, Sparky Anderson didn't use him. It does happen. We do as-played replays here. Pitch to Werner. Ground ball to Stargell. Takes it to first. Concepcion goes to third. 2 out. Now let's see what they do for Seaver. Although pitch count-wise, he's fine at 97. You'd think the computer would want the pinch hitter to try to get Concepcion home. Yep, Cesar Geronimo will come in. Cesar at 234. A homer and 13 RBI. Pitch. Base hit right field. The shutout's gone. Concepcion scores. Geronimo retreats back to the dugout. And Dave Collins, who has good speed, will run at first. 2 out for Rose. So 27 batters deep for Blyleven, 111 pitches, 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, no homers. The run is earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 9. Kent Tecove and Grant Jackson warming in the pen. Rose is 0 for 3. Throw to first. Collins is back. And now Blyleven will focus on Rose. Collins will stay. Rose hits this one into center. Robinson is there, and that will retire the side. And wow. So Dave Tomlin will pitch the 9th, or the bottom of the 8th, rather, for Cincinnati. Tomlin in his 17th appearance of the year. To say he has not pitched well would be an understatement. He's 0-1 with an ERA at 12.75. The lefty last pitched 2 days ago against the Cubs. He went a clean inning and struck out 1. So in 12 innings total, he's allowed 23 hits, 20 runs, 17 earned, just the one homer. He has walked 11 and struck out 10. Well, it had to make the pinch hitting move to see if you could to get the run in. So that's about the only move you could make. Fastball pitcher, standard, doesn't favor the ground ball or the fly ball. And Tomlin will go in throwing an 89. Top of the order for the Pirates, Tavares, Milner, and Parker. Tavares has struck out once. He's 0 for 3. That was not a great effort for Seaver. I think he only struck out 3. Pitch to Tavares. There's a ground ball base hit right side. Tavares is digging for 2. Griffey got there, but Tavares has the double. Brings up Milner, who is 1 for 3. Has a single. 6 hit for the Pirates. The Reds have 4. Pitch to Milner. Struck him out. 1-2 fastball on the outside corner. And that'll bring up the lefty versus lefty. Parker singled, stole a base, and scored. All that in the first. He's 1 for 3. Pitch from Tomlin. Struck him out. He tipped it in the waiting glove of Don Werner. So 2 out for Robinson. His 2-run shot into the second deck in the first inning were the only runs the Pirates have. Robinson is also singled. He's 2 for 3. Pitch from Tomlin. Popped up left side. Concepcion in foul territory. Against the railing, makes a good catch. And so we've played 8. Blyleven's going to try to get the CG here. No runs, a hit, no errors. Yeah. Pittsburgh 2, Cincinnati 1. Tomlin, by the way, got a scoreless inning. So Griffey, Morgan, and Foster, any base runner, and you'll see the Pirate bullpen come in. Griffey 1 for 3. He is singled and stolen a base. Blyleven deals up the middle, base hit in the left center field. And so there we go. So we got a pitching change with Joe Morgan, the lefty. It's Grant Jackson, the lefty. This game is coming to you from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. Jackson, not necessarily a closer. He has 1-2 record with 3 saves on the replay and an ERA of 2.42 in 21 games. This is his 22nd appearance. He pitched last night through an inning and 2/3 against the Reds. Allowed a walk and a strikeout. In 26 innings, he's allowed 22 hits, a homer, 7 runs all earned. He's walked 5 and struck out 12. Throw to first, Griffey back. Morgan is 0 for 2. Jackson, well, there'll be a pinch hitter. It's going to be Rick Auerbach. And now Jackson has to stay in. Jackson's not a good fielder. He's a 2. Auerbach at 240. 2 homers and 3 RBI. Pitch. A little bunt. Dyer throws to net covering, and that's an out. So 1 away. The tying run on second for George Foster. And so Jackson takes a bow. Here comes Kent DeColvey. DeColvey making his 25th appearance. He is 3-0 with 14 saves and an ERA of 1.84. He last pitched on June 5th. Went a clean inning against... Oh, not a clean inning, Ron. Look at that. He went an inning, allowed a hit and a strikeout against the Braves. 29 1/3 innings, 21 hits. 7 runs, 6 earned. He has walked 14 and struck out 9. a ground ball pitcher whose fastball tops out at 88. So Foster has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. To Colby deals up the middle, and the game should be tied. No, they hold Griffey. Wow. They hold Griffey at third. So Foster got the single, 6 hit for both teams, and that'll bring up Dan Dreesen. Infield halfway. To Colby fires, ball 4, and they're loaded. So Griffey on third. The tying run, Foster the go-ahead run on second, and Dreesen is an insurance run on first. For Concepcion, who is 1 for 3, he has doubled and scored. That run came in the 8th. And now there's a bunch of nervous ticks here in the stands at Three Rivers. Pitch from Colby. Base hit left side. Griffey ties it. Foster puts him ahead. So it's 3-2. The Reds have beaten the Pirates bullpen. Here it is again. Concepcion just swung at it, and it was a CNI single. So there's still one out. It's 3-2 Cincinnati, and that'll bring up Mike Lum, who is 0 for 3. To Colby goes. Concepcion will steal second without a throw. And don't know how many steals that is, but the Reds are now cooking. Lum will get the intentional pass. And now to Colby, who's a walk 2 in this game, will face Don Werner, who is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Stargels to net, and we'll see to face who knows in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch to Werner, up the middle, to Colby, boots it! And that's an error, and it's 4-2 Cincinnati. To Colby, that hit the back of his glove, and he couldn't get anybody. How you doing, DJ John? So the Reds have opened up the floodgates here and scored 3 in the top of the 9th. And now who do they go for with a pinch hitter? Junior Kennedy. Hitting .316, no homers, and 4 RBI. Concepcion on third. Lum on second, and Don Werner is on first. Colby has given up an earned run. He hasn't retired anybody yet. He's given up 2 walks and 2 hits. Struck him out. Finally an out. 2 away. A late called strike, and that'll bring up Rose, who's 0 for 4. So when the Pirates thought they might be able to get some breathing room here, and the National League East, the bullpen chokes this one away. It'll be up to Stargels to net and probably not Dyer to get Pittsburgh back. But right now, they still got to get Rose, who's 0 for 4. Ground ball to Stargell. He'll take it to the bag, and the nightmare is over. But the Reds explode for 3 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. They have now left 6 on. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Doug Bear looking for save 14. It's 4-2 Cincinnati. So for Bear, this is appearance number 26. Fastball at 95 and a ground ball plus pitcher. He is 3-2 with 13 saves and an ERA of 2.67. He went last night. He threw 1 inning. He allowed a hit and a strikeout. So on the year, 30 1/3 innings, 23 hits, 2 home runs, 9 total runs, all earned. He has walked 10 and struck out 32. In case you're wondering, against the Pirates, 5 appearances going into this one. 4 innings, 2 hits, a walk and 4 strikeouts, and the Pirates haven't put a run on him. He's gotten 3 saves. In fact, the Buccos are hitting 154 as a team. Stargell is 0 for 3. Auerbach stays in the game. He's a 3 at second. Pitch to Stargell. Liner into right field for a base hit. So the Pirates strike immediately. And here's Tennant. The tying run, he's 0 for 3. Infield guarding the lines. Rose and Dreesen hug that paint at third and first, respectively. Hit and run is going to be on. Pitch to Tennant is a ground ball to Auerbach, and that worked because they would have doubled off Stargell easily. So Stargell goes to second, 1 out for a pinch hitter, and we ask the question, who can hit a righty? Steve Bry. Yep, broadcaster's curse. I talk about it all the time. Bry looks like Charles Bronson here. A 233 with no homers and 4 RBI. He is the tying run. He had a real-life home run. He has not hit one in the replay. He's driven in 4. 1 out. Ground ball to short. Concepcion to Dreesen, and that's 2. So Phil Garner is the last chance saloon on this Monday afternoon. He is 0 for 3. He can pop a homer. Doug Bear trying to get save number 14. From the stretch. Into right, but snared by Dreesen for the win. Danny Dreesen saves the game on a leaping, diving catch in the hole that stole a base hit from Phil Garner. And the Reds score 3 in the 9th to win 4-2. So Tomlin gets the win. Seaver, 7 innings, 5 hits, no decision. Both runs were earned. The 2-run shot by Bill Robinson. He only struck out 2. Just was not a great outing for Seaver. It wasn't a bad outing, but just was, his control got better. Tomlin gets the win. Dave, his first of the year, goes a 1-1. Allowed a hit in an inning and struck out 2. And Doug Bear danced around a single to get his 14th save. Blyleven, as Robbie says, should have had the win. That's a toughie to lose. 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 9. He could have gone 143 pitches. But Tanner, after that leadoff single to start the 9th, said, nope, my bullpen can do it. Well, guess what they didn't do? They didn't do it. Grant Jackson gets the hold. He retired his only batter. And Kent Colby blows his 4th save of the year. 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 2, 1 intentionally, and struck out 1. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Reds. 2 runs, 7 hits, an error for the Pirates. And let's tell you, the rest of the scoreboard on a Monday or a Saturday, the 10th of June, 1978. The Giants beat the Mets 2-1. Vida Blue goes to 4-6. Detroit 10, Kansas City 9. George Brett, 2 doubles and 2 RBI. Toronto 8, Milwaukee 2. Willis goes to 3-1. Howell with his 5th of the year. San Diego pounds the Cubs 13-3. Dave Kingman 2 homers for the Cubbies. Gaylord Perry goes to 5-5. The Orioles beat the A's 4-3 in 15 innings. Stanhouse goes to 5-1 in that one. Cleveland behind Rick Wise throws the shutout, only walks 2. They beat Minnesota 4-0. The Dodgers rip the Expos 11-2. Garvey with the 7th homer of the year. Roden goes to 7-1. The Phillies behind Jim Cott beat the Braves 5-2. So the Phillies now have cut the margin to a game and a half. Mike Schmidt with 2 homers. He now has 4 on the year. The winning streak for Houston is over. St. Louis, of all teams, beats them. They win 3-2. Enos Cabella's 4th homer of the year. Bob Forge gets his 6th win. In 11 innings, the White Sox beat Texas 3-1. Doc Ellis, good outing, 7 innings, 2 hits, and 2 walks, but doesn't get anything out of it. Jim Willoughby gets the win. Sundberg a homer. California behind Nolan Ryan beats Don Gullett and the Yankees 9-7. And finally, Mike Torres shuts out the Seattle Mariners 4-0. Dwight Evans with a double and a stolen base. So, the standings. Tomorrow's game is, in fact, St. Louis and Houston. So the winning streak is over. Houston is now a game and a half back of Los Angeles. Pittsburgh by a game and a half over Philadelphia. The Yankees by a game and a half over Baltimore. Kansas City by a half game over the Angels. That's how we're going to leave it for you. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I expect to be back tonight with Dave Gardner at 7 Eastern Time for our nightly support chat. Be good to each other. As always, thanks for watching. Baseball for you tomorrow from Busch.